You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, the Red Sox go from Arlington to Baltimore, and the losing streak continues. The Red Sox, well, they're scuffling right now. We know that. The Red Sox drop 3 out of 4 in Arlington, lose the opener to the Orioles, 8-5 the final, as the Orioles win on opening day at Camden Yards. And with that, the Red Sox have now dropped 4 in a row. We welcome you to our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, veteran play-by-play announcer and show host. I've called games from the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan, Dodger Stadium, Target Field in Minneapolis, Minute Maid Park in Houston, Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Jacobs Field in Cleveland, and Globe Life in Arlington, and also LaLasha Park in Lowell, Massachusetts. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, as well as a Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcast. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we're talking about Sean Newcomb, Massachusetts native, making his Red Sox debut, had a rough first inning, but then got the twin killings. Rafael Devers continues to struggle. The Red Sox gave up 4 in the first, nothing else until the bottom half of the 8th inning. Offense, you want to say showed signs of life in the 9th inning, go right ahead. That's the Bad News Bears take on it, if you will. I'll touch on that as well. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation, watching live with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Hit that comment button and join the Red Sox conversation. You can also hit me up and follow on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Lennox on Baseball. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So the Red Sox, 1-4 through their first 5 games of the season. And the first inning was just miserable, right? You're not looking for positives here. You're looking for production from a big league club. It's not enough to have the jersey, be in the lineup, and play every day. You've got to produce. That's what you do at the big league level. And present day, to produce in a Major League Baseball lineup, the pressure might be as big as it's ever been. And it's just built and built and built over the years. But the Red Sox in the first inning, Duran retired, Devers a walk, Bregman a base hit, first and second. But then Refsnyder and Story strike out. Red Sox leave 2 runners stranded and 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position in that first inning. The theme carrying over from Arlington to Baltimore. Then to the bottom of the first inning, with Newcomb again making his Red Sox debut. Well, Newcomb gave up 4 straight base hits, and the Orioles just batted him around. And with that, the Red Sox giving up 4 runs in the first inning. Some of our production elements aren't here, and I'm not sure why. But usually we'd have the production element with this is what we'll be talking about. 4 straight base hits. Tyler O'Neill, how about the day the former Red Sox hitter had against Red Sox pitching? O'Neill, RBI single, Mountcastle, RBI base hit, E7 on Duran, second and third, back-to-back Ks, and you thought Newcomb can get out of this. But then Cedric Mullins, a guy in that lineup I like a lot. He doesn't get lost in the mix, but he just produces. And Mullins had a 2-run double to make it 4-0. Newcomb had 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Newcomb, base runners in the second, got out of it with an inning-ending double play. The same in the third and the same in the fourth. And Newcomb, he's not your ace. 4 innings in his first start, 64 pitches, 4 earned runs, a couple of walks, 4 strikeouts, 8 hits allowed total. And Newcomb's not long for the rotation. We know that. Brian Bayo pitches for AAA Worcester on the road in Jacksonville, Florida on Tuesday. Lucas Giolito expected to pitch on Wednesday. You still have Cutter Crawford building up down in Florida. I don't think they call it extended spring training anymore, but whatever they call it, that's where Cutter Crawford is. But Newcomb's getting an opportunity right now. And he gave up the 4 runs in the first inning. And you say, okay, got to battle back again. Our first number of the day. Red Sox have not scored first in each of their first 5 games of the season. They had the opportunity in the top of the first inning, didn't score. We want to pull our hair out. But the Red Sox do sort of get back in it. 2 runs in the second and a run in the third inning. So After 2.5, down 4-0, you're down just a run. And in that second, Jarren Duran coming through, delivering Campbell and Gonzalez with a 2-run triple. Great to see. Led the majors in triples last year. I'd take Jarren Duran, if I were a betting man, to lead the majors in triples again this year. Campbell ground out in the third inning. And it's hard to come up with an at-bat of the day when you're playing from behind all the time. And I'm not giving it to Campbell in the third inning. But again, the rookie showing that he's ready for the big leagues. Third inning, again, go back to Bad News Bears, the original with Walter Matthau, right? And Amanda Wurlitzer on the hill. And they're in the dugout after a loss, and they're like, oh, we had this many foul balls today. That was a positive. That was something to build on for the Bears. Well, Campbell, infield back, RBI with a ground out in the third inning and with 2 strikes. Red Sox again within a run at 4-3. And you take that right there. You've got plenty of baseball to go. Well, once the Red Sox were into the Orioles bullpen, they didn't have a base runner in the 6th inning, didn't have a base runner in the 7th inning, didn't have a base runner in the 8th inning. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, Baltimore opens it up. First time all season long, Red Sox reliever giving up runs, and Slaten charged with 4 runs in that inning. Criswell got on the mound and inherited the bases loaded with 1 out, and those runs were charged to Slaten. But Baltimore, again, 4-3 lead all the way to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Red Sox batters were just lifeless. 4 times now in 5 games where you strike out 10 or more times, 13 strikeouts total, and Rafael Devers will get into him. Walked in the 9th inning to keep the game alive, but 0 for 3 and 3 strikeouts. We'll get into him right now. It's not getting better for Rafael Devers. Lefty on the mound in Cade Povich, and the Red Sox did get the 2 in the second and 1 in the third, but they made Povich at times. You didn't have time to make an adjustment against Povich because he wasn't in there long enough. But you made him look like Koufax, Glavine, or Randy Johnson. 4 1/3 innings and 8 strikeouts. He gave up 3 earned runs and just 5 hits total. But Povich striking out that many batters. And I had somebody come after me, and I'll say come after me or challenge, and that's fine. You can do that. If you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox postcast and you're a fan of the opposing team, come with it. Come with your comments. But to say I didn't give any credit to the Texas Rangers and their pitching over the 4-game series in Arlington to open up the season, yeah, we did. And you give credit to Povich, but a lot of the swings and misses by Rafael Devers during the Arlington series and the Rangers series were swings and misses at pitches in the strike zone. Do that again in July, and big league hitters are going to catch up. I'm done talking. I want to hear from you. Again, if you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, I'm not taking the small victories right now. You're 5 games in. So I'm not taking the Bad News Bears. We hit 15 foul balls today. Rafael Devers reached twice with 2 walks. Not doing it. To the comments we go. Andrew the GOAT. Red Sox off to a bad start to the season. I hope they can get it together. I think they will. I do. It's just a matter of time, but you know, as you're 1-4 to open up the season, you're off on Tuesday, and the entire team, including Peter Fatsi, the hitting coach, should go to a big dinner together. Eat the Maryland crabs. I don't even know if they're in season. It's a little early. But get out to a seafood dinner on Tuesday night as a team. Invite your hitting coach and the assistant hitting coaches and the entire staff for Alex Cora. Everyone go to dinner on Tuesday. Don't go to the ballpark and take BP. Abreu, Casas, both out of the starting lineup, both got pinch hit opportunities. So Andrew the GOAT, yeah, it's going to get better, but when? But during this game, down 4-3, and all of a sudden the bat's just silent from the 6th inning on. Then they got going a little bit in the 9th. But I'm thinking, what's the reaction going to be Friday for the home opener at Fenway Park against the St. Louis Cardinals? Are you going to hear boos from the Fenway faithful on Friday? I wouldn't be surprised at this point in time. Shooting Smoke checking in. Well, they had a chance till the bottom of the 8th. Yeah. And you know, the way the bottom of the 8th and the 9th inning play out, you know, even if you just give up the 2 runs in that inning, you're still within striking distance. You got the tying run to the plate in the 9th inning and Alex Bregman. But Alex Bregman, the at-bat of the day for me, as we'll give it right here, retired for the final out. But you had opportunities right there. Embarrassing loss to the Orioles of all teams. The Red Sox are not going to go 1-161. That's one guarantee I'll give you. I don't know when this turns around, sooner rather than later, we all hope, but they're not going 1-161. John checking in. Predicted sweep by Orioles. John, are you doing that now after game one is over, or did you do that before the series got underway? If you have an observation, a pick to click, or who's going to hit a home run in the Red Sox lineup, give that to me before the game at Lennox on Baseball via the X, formerly known as Twitter. And we've had good back and forth even after with the podcast and people still watching Locked On Red Sox Postcast, part of the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. And I do try to comment and respond to anyone who puts comments out there. I love it. But, John, if you're throwing out there Orioles sweep the series, well, give that to me before a series gets underway. Give me your pick to click in the Red Sox lineup because right now no one's clicking at all. Throw. Karma for moving Rafael to DH. One more from Throw. Or he's sucking on purpose. You know what? Rafael Devers, and somebody said, what do you do with Devers? Send him to the minors. No. $313.5 million contract. He's not going to the minors. Could he go back to extended spring training for a week? I mean, right now, you've got to be open to a lot of options. But Throw, I understand what you're saying. There's a lot of factors. It's not just one thing with Rafael Devers. And First Nesson reference, Dave O'Brien, Lou Merloni, they alluded to it. There's been no talk whatsoever about Devers and having the shoulder issues. Now, if his shoulder issues somehow pop up here in 2025, you've got to wonder what the heck is going on with the shoulders. Because last year, shut down before the end of the season, had issues, had a couple of slumps during the season last year, and we heard his shoulders are bothering him. His shoulders are bothering him. How is there no off-season procedure there? But there's no talk in the first 5 games of the regular season where those shoulders are bothering Rafael Devers. There's clips out there of Jonathan Papelbon from the Nesson postgame. You've got to trim the fat, alluding basically to the fact that Devers may not be in shape. You throw the DH thing in there. Is he sulking? If he is, shame on him. Right? Go back to Gil Hodges during the Brooklyn Dodger days. Hodges is struggling. And there was a priest at a Catholic church who said, basically at the end of the Mass, please root for Gil Hodges to break out of his slump. Somewhat paraphrasing there, but that's the gist of the story. The Phillies in the last couple of years, I think it was Trey Turner, was in a horrendous slump. Devers on Friday, first at bat, bottom of the first inning, standing ovation. You'd expect that, right? But you'd also, on the other hand, expect boos if he strikes out or is retired again. Because it'll go that fast. If he's sulking, he needs to get over it. He's the designated hitter. And Alex Cora is earning the money right now, if that's part of the case. But right now, you've got to handle him with kid gloves. You've seen, he was in the dugout at the end of a couple of games, I think, in Arlington against the Rangers, where he's just sitting there by himself. There's one image that was captured where Jason Varitek is sort of, talking to him a little bit as well and being there for him and being there with him. Everyone's got a theory right now, and there are a lot of different factors that go into Rafael Devers and this horrific start to the season that he's gotten off to. But if he's just deciding right now that he's going to sulk because he's not the third baseman, I said this during the series. It was known in the first 2 games. Alex Bregman is the better third baseman. The Red Sox, over the course of 162, a better baseball team with Devers the DH every day and Bregman at third. He's not a better third baseman defensively than Alex Bregman. He's just not. And if he can't understand that, someone's got to get through to him. I don't know who it is. Who it is. We've hit you with some numbers of the night. Good comments so far. Keep them coming. Questions as well. Numbers of the night. Look ahead. Hey, day off. And then Dave O'Brien and Lou Merloni alluded to it. You didn't think it would be this early on in the season, but it's right now. Garrett Crochet goes on Wednesday. And with that, you need your ace to stop this, what is now a 4-game losing streak. We'll discuss that next. And our Locked On Red Sox postcast talking about the Red Sox loss in Baltimore in Game 1 of the 3-game series that will continue on Wednesday and wrap up on Thursday with day baseball at Camden Yards. Steve Lennox with you. Glad you're with us. We are presented by FanDuel. March Madness is here. FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories. We don't have Cinderella stories going to San Antonio for the Final Four. It's chalk. 4 number 1 seeds going to the Final Four. But then again, you can also be betting on who's going to be cutting down the nets a week from tonight. Hey, if you're picking your favorites, you might have your eye on a few underdogs this year, maybe in baseball, maybe the White Sox or the Athletics, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. Staying in the action, well, with tournament games happening almost every day right now, there's always something extra to bet on. Easy and fast. What do we mean by that? Well, the FanDuel app is simple to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly, no waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. Keep the comments coming with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Hey, how do you fix this? How do you fix a 1-4 start? Give us your thoughts there. Or again, on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now on the X at Lennox on baseball. That has not changed. Move Devers in the lineup. Get him out of the number 2 spot. Put him down. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Maybe he needs some sort of wake-up call. Taking the collar again, that is a wake-up call for Rafael Devers. Absolutely is. Red Sox down 4-0 after 1, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, 1-run ball game until the bottom half of the 8th inning. And it was Slaten. How about Garrett Whitlock? Slaten giving up the runs, charged with all 4 in the 8th inning. Red Sox, Red Sox do a little bit of something in that 9th inning, but the final score 8-5, and the Red Sox out hit again. 15-8 as we get into numbers of the night. First time this season they've committed 2 errors in the game. First time this season where they've committed 2 errors in the field. The first error of the season, the only one through the first 4 games, catcher's indifference on Omar Narvaez during the Rangers series. Duran, 2 hits, 3 RBIs in the leadoff spot, including his first triple of the season. Romy Gonzalez, a double. The only 2 extra base hits. So you've got Devers, Bregman, Story, and Casas through 5 games. It's ugly. It's absolutely ugly. When you don't have an extra base hit with those guys in the lineup, 0 extra base hits, 1 RBI, Devers, Bregman, Casas, Story through the first 5 games. Another stolen base, now 9 through the first 5. I mentioned it already. I'll mention it again because, again, no starting pitcher at this point has only one, right? Was it Fitz on Sunday? Had the lead, and it was short-lived because he gave up the 2 solo home runs. But the starting pitchers working from behind in terms of the opposing team getting on the board first, now 5 straight games to start off the season. And Connor Wong, Casas mentioned him sort of in the series with Devers and his tremendous struggles early on in the season. Connor Wong is now, I think, 0 for 9 or 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. So this is up and down the lineup. Christian Campbell on base twice, did not record a hit. So Campbell, first time this season that he takes the collar. And again, a couple of walks and 2 runs scored. And had that RBI ground out. So he's now got 2 RBIs. I'm not going to go crazy over that. But, Ref Snyder in the starting lineup, dealing with an illness in the starting lineup for the first time, a couple of base hits. It's not that hard. And there's one theme with the Red Sox right now. Wilyer Abreu gets off to a great start. Didn't have a lot of at-bats during spring training. Devers didn't have a lot of at-bats during spring training. Spring training stats mean nothing, but they do mean a lot. And what I mean by that is you can have a good spring, doesn't necessarily translate to you're going to get off to a good start to the season. You can have a rough spring, and all of a sudden you can come out of the gate. For a hitter, pitchers need innings. That's why spring training is so long. Pitchers need innings. Hitters are ready to go. 10, 14, 17 days in, they're ready to go from spring training. But every hitter is different. Devers did not have a full process and a full spring training. And the Red Sox are not the only team dealing with injuries and dealing with different things at the start of the season. But boy, oh boy, a theme for me. It's not something I'm going to research, but maybe there's a story from an everyday reporter, a beat reporter around Major League Baseball. There are a lot of guys this year I don't think came ready to go at the start of spring training, and some of them still weren't ready to go at the end of spring training either. That could be Devers, just not ready to go. A lot of different factors, a lot of different opinions as well. Back to the comments we go. Harry, sit Devers down for a couple of days. Well, he gets Tuesday, and Harry, you got to be open to anything. So yeah, sit him the final 2 games of the series in Baltimore. But open up his eyes a little bit right now, because it looks like there's he's aloof. There's a little bit indifference right there. But I saw him at one point where he had an iPad. I think it was yesterday. Got to put it down. A little authority behind it. He cares. I'm not gonna question whether or not Rafael Devers cares. But again, if he's sulking for the sake of sulking right now, he's got to get over it. He's hurting the team too much. But he's not the only one in the lineup overall for the Red Sox as they drop to 1-4 on the season. And darn it, put the ball in play. Come on. 4 times in the first 5 games where you strike out 10 or more times. Saw it last year. Lack of it, again, a lot of times my thought process, I want to hear a professional. I want to hear Jim Rice talk hitting, Papelbon talk pitching, right? But my goodness, how many times last year? Put the ball in play. Stop with the 10 or more strikeouts per game. And to that point as well, I want to bring this because first time through the rotation, and the strikeouts will pile up for Red Sox pitchers. But everyone strikes out in Major League Baseball right now. But the Red Sox don't get a ton of have not gotten a ton of strikeouts. The Rangers, good approach at the plate over 4 games. Baltimore came out swinging, 4 straight base hits, not knocking the ball out of the ballpark, 4 straight singles to start the game off. We'll see. And I've had some back and forth away from just here on our Locked On Red Sox postcast, but Peter Fatsi, I think you're going to start hearing the name more and more. And I said it tongue-in-cheek and sarcastically in the first segment, but go out to dinner as an organization on Tuesday around Charm City, go for a crab meal, hit one of the great seafood restaurants in or around Baltimore, and bring your hitting coach, Peter Fatsi. Bring him along as well. Again, off day tomorrow. 2 more in Baltimore. First outdoor night game on Wednesday for the Red Sox, playing indoors in Arlington over the first 4 games of the season. So Wednesday, we'll see what the weather is like. And then a day game to wrap up on Thursday, and then there's no off day. You go home, 3 against St. Louis, and I believe 4 against Toronto, Monday through Thursday of the next week. But you've got your ace on the mound, and Dave O'Brien alluded to it. You've lost 4 in a row. You need Garrett Crochet to go out there. And boy, we've only seen Aroldis Chapman once so far through the first 5 games of the regular season. And what I worried about, this would be a nice worry, but geez, there's going to be a game here where the Red Sox take a lead late in the game. Didn't happen again on Monday against the Orioles in their home opener. But you're going to get that lead, and you need the bullpen to shut it down. Absolutely shut it down in the next inning. We'll see how it plays out. Newcomb could be a lefty out of the bullpen in the future. We'll see. But Garrett Crochet gets the ball on Wednesday as the Red Sox try to get back in the win column for the first time since opening day. It'll be Crochet and Zach Eflin. That's a good pitching matchup. Then on Thursday in the finale, Red Sox should have the advantage with the pitching matchup as it's Tanner Houck against Charlie Morton. And then Walker Buehler set up to go in the first of a 3-game series in the Sox home opener at Fenway on Friday afternoon. That is going to do it for us. As always, we want to thank you. Hey, it's frustrating, but we're going to be here. We can be therapeutic for you. We can try to talk you in from the ledge. Andrew the GOAT is not leaving as a Red Sox fan. He's not. I know he's not. And Andrew knows that the Red Sox are not going 1-162. But you can come here after each Red Sox game and you can vent. Vent in an intelligent way, the way you have when we began last June. Thanks to our sponsor as well. Tip of the cap to FanDuel. Support our sponsors, and if you do that, you are supporting us with Locked On Sports. Locked On Sports Boston, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Boston teams, every day.